This video is brought to you by Nokian Tires, a leader in safety and sustainability. Maximize performance and efficiency with their made in USA all-season tires and their dedicated Hakkapeliitta EV winter line from the inventor of the winter tire. Learn more at nokiantire.com/EV. This video is also brought to you by Magna, forward for all. Hello and welcome to another Out of Spec Reviews video. Welcome to a parking garage at the Munich airport. I am picking up an electric rental car from Sixt. It's really spicy. They have some incredible cars. I'm just walking over here. They have an Aura Funky Cat, a Tesla Model Y, BYD Atto 3, and just tons of crazy cool stuff. So the cool thing that I love about Sixt, just as a user, by the way, this is not a sponsored video. I'm just, wanted to share my impression. Very rarely do I actually rent cars. I normally have manufacturer test cars, but I want to get into a little bit more of the rental car space, trying to figure out, what the electric rental car experience is like. And actually Sixt reached out to us and said, hey, we've bought some cars based on your reviews. And I'm like, crap, let me go rent one of your cars. So I rented a BMW iX M60 for a week, and we're going to see what that is like. It's going to be really cool. So let me go show you the car. I'll show you how I get the key, and then we'll get into the whole process. Consider this my little bit of consumer research. I really just went online, booked the car. It wasn't the cheapest one, but I also selected a much more expensive car. Actually, these, I think Sixt bought like a ton of BYD vehicles, and they are renting them pretty cheap, but you can get Polestar 2s. Those are pretty common rental cars. That one's a Europe car, but you can get Polestar 2 over here. You have a Cupra Born. Dang, they have some cool cars. I might need to make some reviews of some of the cars that they have here. They have EQS over here. That's a pretty cool, like super base spec EQS, but then they also have EQE AMGs and some really spicy ones. Anyway, I gotta go find where the heck they put our iX. Maybe this is it right here, iX M60 behind this Model Y. Is this it? The license plate ends in 522E, 522E. Oh boy, this looks the freaking business. Blacked out iX M60. Are you freaking kidding me? This looks insane. They have a Neo rental car as well. Freaking hell, this is so neat. Okay, this thing. We are going to be thrashing this around Germany this week. Full send down the Autobahn. Let's freaking do it. iX M60. So you'll see a ton of videos with this. I'm going to drop my bags. I got to go get the keys over there at the little key pickup. I don't know. Should we have done the Aura Funky Cat? I kind of like this thing. Or should we have done the EQS on the winter tires? That's why they have these really ugly wheels on this thing. I've never seen EQS on these wheels. BYD Atto 3s over there. But no, I think we made the right choice. Getting the German Electro Auto in Germany. Wow, this thing looks freaking sick. Let's check it out. I can tell it's been driven. A couple little bugs on here already, but that's okay. It's about to get plastered with them. I think this thing does 155 miles an hour, but we'll find out in this video, that's for sure. Okay, I'm coming into the Sixt key pickup area. Welcome to your journey. Scan QR code or enter PIN. The ladies at the front desk gave me a PIN. It's 249786. 2497. I've entered the PIN. Aha, open. That was pretty fast. Okay, so here's my parking garage exit ticket, and here are the keys to my BMW iX M60. It says 300 kilometers an hour top speed. I don't think it'll actually go that fast, but I love the optimism here. We are in Germany. Also, I just have to say, Sixt, if you really want to do some stuff with out of spec, every van needs to be a Hyundai Staria. Those things are so freaking cool. Obviously, like I mentioned, this video isn't sponsored by Sixt, but we have opened up the doors of conversation with them. It's really cool to know that they've been making some buying decisions of electric cars based off of our videos, especially in the US market. So I want to learn what the customer can basically experience and then basically make some videos to help Sixt. And maybe there is a future partnership there. It's always, from a business standpoint, we like to work with companies that you guys can interact with and benefits our viewers. Of course, they're buying cool cars that we're able to review, and we can talk about the business of fleet vehicles and rental vehicles that need to transition to electric. But look at this. This is just a fleet of EVs all around here at the Munich airport. So sick. So, yeah. Kind of thinking, did we make the wrong choice going with the iX? We could have done an Aura Funky Cat. But I'm here for a week and I have to do some serious miles. And this thing, well, we all know how much of a road tripper this car is. Let's take a look at the spec in here. Fully blacked out, but it has the anodized bronze, everything. Oh, it's got the Bowers and Wilkins big boy sound system. Are you freaking kidding me? This is fully spec'd. It's at 99% state of charge. Interesting. So they've really juiced this thing up. Over 500 kilometers of expected range. Well, we're going to be ripping it, so we know we won't necessarily get that. This is a fully spec'd iX. Every single option it has, as far as I can tell. Wow, it's a freaking rental car. This is insane. Love Sixt. You always get the coolest cars. Okay, man, what do I need to work with manufacturers to get test cars from? I'll just borrow Sixt cars. I got to drive one of these BYD Atto 3s. This is just awesome. These things look great, by the way. I heard they charge really poorly. The BYD Atto 3s. I heard they really suck at charging, but everything else is I'm good. Just in the iX configuring all the driver assistance settings at the moment. There's so many settings to go through. I just got my Spotify all hooked up. It's awesome. Really take 5 minutes and set up your car. It makes for a much better, in my case, a full week and lots of driving. So I'm going to have it stop at stoplights. That's cool. And it will let me know when the car in front drives away. I can adjust how fast it goes around corners. I can even select it to not pass on the right, as an example. Over here, avoid overtaking on the right, because we're in Germany, you're not allowed to, so that works pretty well. So I've just configured all of this stuff. So many settings to go through here. Let's see, steering wheel impulse, what the heck is this? Pretty cool just to see all these little things in a trailer mode. Hell yeah. I really kind of want to hook up a trailer to this thing. Drivetrain, energy recovery in D. So let's see, what do we want our regen to be? B is one pedal driving. D, I think we'll go with low regen, or adaptive regen is kind of cool. Now, I think we'll keep it on coasting and then full regen, just because sometimes I like it to coast when I'm trying to get every last drop of juice out of it. It's still more efficient to go. Iconic sounds off. We don't want any of the fake noise, and we don't have snow chains on this one. Charging settings, we have the fan loudness set to unrestricted. There are certain markets that have like noise requirements, but always set your BMWs to unrestricted. You can manually precondition the battery. It'll automatically precondition with great route planning. We'll set it to 100%. It's a rental car. It's 22 kilowatt, 32 amp AC charging. Love that. So freaking awesome. So I think we're all pretty much set up here. Let's hit the road. This was just so awesome. I can't believe this is a rental car. Oh man, we have so many videos to film with this thing over this week. We are on the move, just pulled out of the parking garage in the iX. My goodness, I'm here for a week and I have so much to do. I'm here to drive and experience some cars that I can't quite tell you about. That's the main reason I'm here, so I can't really tell you, but I figured since I was already coming over here for those things, I would add some more things in. That includes figuring out what the heck Sixt is doing with electric cars, and maybe figuring out where Out of Spec can help them, and they can of course help us and get viewers cool stuff. I don't know, I was like, this seems just so perfect. They're going so hardcore into electric, let's do a thing. And this is the start of that thing. I just wanted to rent a car from them. I've rented many cars from Sixt over the years, actually. This is definitely not the first one. So let's see, we have to go to the right here. And we are just pulling out early in the morning, 9 a.m. here in Munich. We got a full day. So I'm actually on my way to the Stuttgart area to see some friends, which is like super out of the way because I have to go up to Leipzig. And so today I have some miles to cover. So I'm really glad that it was actually fully charged for me. I would recommend Sixt not full charge all their cars and just leave them at 90%. But hey, what am I complaining? It's a rental car. It's not like they're going to have them that long anyway. Yeah, so good thing. The car's predicting now 446 kilometers of range. It's about to learn how we drive, and it's gonna be not that far, even though if I were to hypermile it, I could probably get 500 plus kilometers of range in this thing. Well, this exact car and this exact spec I should say, a similar car in this exact spec did 340 miles at 70 miles an hour. Just huge range compared to the EPA rating of 270 or something like that. It's just awesome. Really foggy morning here, looking very interesting. So let's just get through the roundabout. We're in Europe, so we have to signal as we exit roundabouts. And I think you're supposed to signal as you enter them. Someone will comment and let me know. No one signals on the way in, everyone signals on the way out. In Norway, they signal on the way in. This is wildly foggy around here, actually. I think I'll kick on, because we have it, the rear fog, why not? So cool. So, okay, we are off. We are going to Stuttgart, then Leipzig, and it's going to be a full day of motoring. So we have some miles to do in this thing. We'll have a few different charging sessions. As usual, I think we should stop in Zusmarshausen like we did when Alyssa and I were here just a few weeks ago in that Mamba Green Taycan. I think we'll do the same drive. I assume we're going to go that way. If not, we'll stop somewhere else. But let's go do it. Let's get this thing up to top speed and see how it feels and all that good stuff. So we have a full day of driving here in the iX. Can't wait. I gotta crank up the tunes, enjoy this awesome Bowers & Wilkins. Gotta find some Red Bulls because I'm tired. And we definitely are gonna kick on the driver assistance and enjoy some of the driving experience here. So here we are in assisted driving mode now. Boom. Good stuff. Love to see it. Catch you along the drive. This is so freaking epic. I love that any of you can come here, or really anywhere, and rent electric cars. Not even just from Sixt, but like Europe Car had some cool cars. Hertz has some awesome cars. I just like that rental car companies are getting into EVs. I also think it's kind of a disaster, so I want to talk a little bit about some things rental car companies are doing completely wrong, because my parents just had a really bad experience renting an electric car from Hertz recently. So there's a lot to get into here, but either way, let's just get out of the airport, get on the highways, see how this thing does. We are now merging onto the Autobahn, so I'll wait to put it in sport mode before we see if it's restricted or not. However, BMW has like a great feature with their driver assistance system that basically says you can, you know, some systems let you say, okay, I want to go 5 over the speed limit or 10 over the speed limit. Oh, it is de-restricted, so let's go to my modes, drop it in sport. I've already configured it to be super spicy, foot down. Whoa, 100 miles an hour already. It's so quiet in here. The iX is insanely quiet. But what's cool with the driver assistance in this car is you can set it so that above 60 kilometers per hour speed zones can be a different percentage over the speed limit than others. So for example, I have it set on like normal highways and stuff like this to go 10 kph over, whereas on roads 60 kilometers per hour and under only go 5 over. It's nice. That way you're not just ripping around cities everywhere, and I have to fiddle much less with the driver assistance system. And with speed limits changing so often everywhere in Germany, like this is a great feature. Let's set the driver assistance. Looks like we can't go full send right now, but I'll set it. How fast can we set it? We can set it to 210 kilometers per hour. So that's, I don't know, 112, 120, something like that. Plenty fast. Coming into a little bit of a slowdown. We'll back it down into personal mode now. And let's just take a look at our trip today. The first leg, we have 271 kilometers and 2 hours, 29 minutes drive time to get to where we're going, over just north of Stuttgart to Ludwigsburg. And I believe we are going to go by Zusmarshausen, so we will stop there. We may as well. And yeah, I think we're going to have some morning commute traffic today coming into Munich. Cool old Land Rover Defender going the other way. Just another week in Germany. Absolutely love it. Got a lot of cars to test, got a lot of videos to make. I also have this program that I'm on, so there's like a lot of stuff jammed into this week as usual. I really am excited for it, and yeah, thankful for the opportunities like renting this car. This is a freaking awesome car. This is exactly how I would spec an iX. Maxed out, blacked out, full send. It's awesome. We are popping into a de-restricted zone and full throttle activate sport mode. Ooh, we got the boost there. I was wide open. Let's see what this thing does. There's 125 miles an hour, 135 miles an hour, 140 miles an hour. Wow, it's so quiet and stable. 150 miles an hour now, and we're coming into some traffic. So just easing onto the brakes here. wow, this puts on the speed. A freaking giant SUV, and it's so quiet. Oh, Land Rover Defender was wide open in front of us. That was awesome. I think that's a 4-cylinder Defender too, with just the 2 exhaust pipes on the left. Thing squatted and went. That was awesome. Wow, the iX. This is the place to experience the car. So let me tell you why I chose the iX. There are actually many cars available through like the Sixt app to book. So they had the ones that I were interested. The BYD Atto 3 was okay. I thought could be interesting, but like maybe just for a day. Like I have to cover some big distance. So I wanted a car that could charge really well and cover distance. So in that category, they had an Audi RS e-tron GT that would have been really cool. And that was like, I was like at the counter, like, I don't know which one to do. And ultimately I just came to the decision of views, which one would you guys be more interested in? And we've done enough e-tron GT videos, and we've done a lot of Audi videos recently, and they just don't do well. But the iX videos have always done pretty well. Defender getting it in front of us here. Okay, good stuff. They're doing 100 miles an hour almost in that Land Rover Defender. That's awesome. Welcome to Germany. So I thought, okay, that's where I made the decision on this one. But there was also AMG EQE 53, which had just got taken before I made my reservation. So I thought that would have been really cool to go for an AMG EQE, because that car is really low voltage, but then also has great thermals and pretty okay charging. They also had EQS, BMW i7, and then some other things. So yeah, really nice cars. They also had some Teslas as well, as you guys saw. I thought, okay, we're in Germany, iX, big distance. The thing that I love about the iX is it's extremely efficient when you drive it at highway speeds. Maybe not 150 miles an hour, but extremely efficient at highway speeds. Amazing driver assistance that adapts to speed limits here. The thing with Teslas is I don't think they still read the digital signs in Germany. At least they haven't for years, and it's been a real problem. And with the constant changing speed limits, and as much time as I'm gonna drive this week, having a great driver assistance system that can just take care of everything and it will slow down before I get to the speed limit zone just takes so much, you know, mental capacity off of driving, which is awesome. So I think we're going to get a big stretch here. So essentially that's why I settled on the iX. I know so many of you are going to want me to get the Aura Funky Cat, but it just didn't happen. So once we pass this truck, we have some construction stuff. Are they going to move out of the way, the Defender? The answer is yes. I'm wide open throttle, full send. 130 miles an hour, 140, 145, 150 miles an hour. It gets to like 135 really fast and then kind of levels off. But this is the beauty of being in Germany. You can cover big distance quickly. And I can't wait to use some of the charging networks here. There's some new chargers I want to check out, and I want to go and do some more charging station tours, not just here, but I'd like to do some Fastned locations. There's one that I've already filmed, but they just installed the Alpitronic Hyper 400 chargers. I'm a super nerd with chargers, so I want to check that out. Yeah, so much. And so I thought, okay, big distance, big speed, big charging. They had an iX50, which was considerably less money than the M60, but I also thought, okay, 155 miles an hour versus 130. I didn't really care about the acceleration. I wanted the top speed of this one, which is like if I have to blast somewhere at night, I wanted a car that could cover some big distance. And so that's what swayed me to this particular one, because it was not quite double the price, but a lot more money than yeah, more than a normal one. Look at this Mercedes B-Class here. Those were sold in America only in electric mode, and one of those might be coming to the channel sooner than you think. So you guys join me cruising at 120 miles an hour down the German Autobahns. I've never been in a car this quiet on the Autobahn. I've had Taycan at very high speed. This is very impressive. One interesting thing though, I don't know if you guys watched my BMW i5 review. It was a long one, really in depth, mostly for like real super nerds. But towards the end of that video, I did a little performance driving evaluation, and I noticed some pretty aggressive power limit after driving the car hard, and then it quickly went away. And I'm noticing the same thing here with the iX, as I am being a little bit, wow, a Cadillac Escalade EXT in Germany? What the heck? That's really funny. You don't even see those in America anymore. That was wild. Anyway, in the iX, I'm noticing as I'm going wide open throttle to very high speeds, I am getting a power limit. So here I have full power as an example, 100% on the display, full everything. And then it'll hit a temperature limit. There we go, power limit. At 200 kph, it seems to really limit. We're down to almost 50% power right now. And I think a lot of that has to do with how abusive I'm being. I wouldn't say abusive, but I'm going wide open when the area allows. But even with this power limit, we're doing 145 miles an hour. So like, is it that big of a deal? I don't know. But we're doing 147 right now, 237 kilometers an hour, 147 miles. That's all it wants to do with this power limit. And it's so quiet and so stable. It's unbelievable how this thing feels sitting here at 145 miles an hour, 150 miles an hour now. We're just a missile going down the road. But I mean, it's so easy and so comfortable. It's unbelievable. So yeah, definitely need to dig into this drivetrain power limit situation a little bit more. I'll learn the car over the week, and of course I'll be making more videos with it. But now I'm back to full power, and it seems to like be giving me everything now. Almost over 80% limit. Now it's walking its way down. So it's definitely doesn't seem to be nearly as well tuned as, you know, Tesla Model S Plaid would be out here, or Lucid Air, or you know, Taycan. But those are all sports sedans. I'm trying to think if there's another electric SUV. Model X Plaid would be a competitor to this. That wouldn't have any of these drivetrain limitations. But yeah, so this is interesting. I would say not a great thing. I'm surprised BMW has these big limits on this car, considering we're at, you know, 71% state of charge, and this is where it was engineered. And it's not like I'm being that hard on it. This is how you drive. This is how I drive. So anyway, enjoying it, loving Germany, loving the roads. Not complaining too much about the power limit, just an interesting thing to say. You know, definitely seems like BMWs don't have the thermal longevity that they need, especially with an M badge on the car. But we're still able to cruise, like I mentioned, right now at 140 miles an hour, 139 on the uphill is all it wants to do. Still feels stable in the corners. It honestly feels more stable than Taycan at this speed. It's unbelievable how this is an SUV and it feels this well planted on the road. It's like masking the speed. It's almost messing with my perception. Just sitting at 150 miles an hour the whole time I'm talking to you there. This is something else. This is something else. We're coming up behind another iX, not an M60. We have a much higher top speed than that one. Good times, good times. All right, well, we're almost to the charging station. I'll see you over at Zussmarshausen. And here we are pulling up to Zussmarshausen. I think you guys have seen this before a few times. I'll put the iX just up here because I think the port's in the back right on this particular one. So we'll take this little spot, we'll plug in. Basically, this is cool. Cooling fans ripping on this thing. We just have been sending it at 140 miles an hour the whole way over here. I can't believe it either. It got almost 2 miles per kilowatt hour. Isn't that insane? That's like what my Rivian gets driving normally down the highway. Well, I kind of parked like a BMW driver, didn't I? But you got to embody the full spirit. So this is super cool. We've done this a few times. We're going to remember S31. We'll take the E-loaded handle. Actually, this is a Huber Schooner cable, but it's E-loaded hardware. Super cool. Over 70 plugs, Neo battery swap. We've been here a bunch. So we'll make sure that this communicates and starts charging. Once the car accepts a charge, it's only going to charge at a couple kilowatts just to get the session authorized and, you know, all that stuff. Make sure it's all charging. Then I'm going to go in there and pay at the payment kiosk to get full speed. It's pretty sick. So let's see what it says over here. I got to get my wallet anyway. We come on over this way. iX says we are thinking about charging. Okay, where the heck is my wallet? Right here. All right. Sometimes some of them don't always work. I don't know. Maybe we'll just give it a couple seconds. I'll pay and it'll go up to full speed. Of course, when I pulled into the only one that doesn't work. All of the rest of them are working. So I've just plugged into S91. I've used this one before. We are now charging, and dang, this iX looks so freaking good. Except for the front end, but everything else looks awesome. And in black, it's really no problem. So let's take a look. We are getting only 4 kilowatts, and that's expected. The cool thing with BMW that I love is they show you when it's the charger or the car's fault. So these little gray lines means this is what the charger is giving the car. If the charger can give the car everything, you won't see the gray lines. It's honestly like BMW does so many little things in their cars where they like totally get the EV thing. Anyway, S91, let's go in here and pay. I actually think it's cheaper to use the Tesla Supercharger over there, but it's kind of half blocked by a truck, and well, whatever. I like to use the E-loaded ones, but yeah, and we'll get a little bit higher speed on the E-loaded than the Superchargers. Is that true? That's maybe not true. Let's go plug in over here. Here's this thing. Uh-oh, I don't know what any of this means. Grats. Uh-oh, is this thing bricked? What's going on here? Okay, if let's put it to English. Normally it just says, please sign in with the credentials. I don't have credentials. What the heck? All right. What? And this was a convenience store, and now it's closed. You used to go in here and pay with a person if it didn't work. Now that they're gone and this thing is down, I don't actually think we can charge here. Okay, not good. E-loaded, this is not great. Something about an e-Vito Mercedes event, maybe? Don't know. Okay, well, I guess I'll have to download the app and use that one, or just go over to the Supercharger and plug in. Actually, I think we will just go over to the Supercharger and plug in. And you can see Tesla saving the day here, of course. This is pretty cool. This is where a normal Tesla would charge on 1A, but I took the extra spot. Not that it matters, no one's here. It's still early in the morning. Auto lock and unlock going. Let's see how fast we're charging on this one. And 151 kilowatts, but you can see it's not the charger limitation. The charger says it'll give us everything we want. But there we are, juicing up. Love to see it. So yeah, with that kiosk down and now the convenience store dead, well, the only other option to get this thing started is to use the app, which is kind of a pain in the ass. So that sucks. So E-loaded, normally this thing works great for me, but I have to show you when it faults. I love this station, but that was a problem. Thankfully they have Tesla, and if we had a Neo, we could battery swap over there. But all part of the fun. We've only been here a few minutes, but we're already up to 76%, doing roughly 80 kilowatts. So, ooh, nice Panamera GTS going by there. Anyway, let's unplug for this particular one, because the unlock thing doesn't always work with the iX. I'm going to actually, and I can't figure out how to add my BMW ID. Maybe I need to put it into the English, or I need to create a German BMW ID. Essentially is what I'm saying. Anyway, I'm going to go to charging, and I'm going to hit unlock charging cable now. Stop and unlock cable. We're at 77%. I have more than enough to go see some friends over in Stuttgart. So let's go do that. Meeting up with a friend who actually reviews electric cars and has an i3. So that'd be kind of cool to do i3 versus iX, see how far BMW has come, because there's a lot more similarities than you would think. Anyway, I was really looking forward to getting a Red Bull in there. I'm sad that they closed down. Anyway, we'll stop at like a rest stop service station or something like that. Back in the iX we go. Start on into drive, into B mode. So now we have one pedal driving. Let's go do this. So freaking awesome. These people rolled up hot in the Model Y, plugged in and just ran away. They came squealing tires, plugged in and bolted. That was hilarious. Anyway, Neo battery swap. Nice ET5 right here. Love to see it. I keep saying that, but I'm just so excited to be here. Oh, so many cool things happening in this country, and also so many not cool things. It's kind of a funny mix. Okay, well, let's merge back onto... That guy is going. Everyone's in a hurry this morning. It must be the commuting traffic. People are just sending it everywhere. Let's get this thing into a corner. Full send. whoa, feels fast after that charging session now. And maybe the inverters and the motors have cooled off a little bit because that pulled really hard. 5 Series wagon absolutely bombing down the highway. Let's just ease our way over. There are a few cars out and about. Here we go, behind the Tiguan, who's booking it at over 100 miles an hour. Just easing up to speed here. It's interesting, this boost function, when you activate sport mode, you get 100% throttle, and then like the last inch of throttle pedal eats into this boost. And I guess it works. This thing is so quiet, 110 miles an hour. You don't hear or feel a thing. It's wild. Full power. Oh, he's coming back over. Okay, well, I'm gonna go blast to Stuttgart. I'll meet you over there. It's 160 kilometers away, hour and a half drive or so. It should be a legit drive. Car's easily predicting 300 kilometers right now at 75%, and that's with us driving like our hair is on fire. So, yeah, all good here. We'll have plenty of range. There's a fast charger near where we are meeting up. Charging's never a problem in Germany. There's always plenty of backup options. I say never a problem, we just had a problem charging, but there was also like another station right there on site, a Tesla station, to save the day. So, all good, let's boogie. Get out of our way, Volkswagen. We are ready to rip it. Nice e-tron coming down the road over here. E-trons just look awesome. That one has the digital mirrors. How cool is that? They actually kind of suck, but they're cool. All right, Volkswagen, move. Looks like he's not going to. Okay, see you in Stuttgart. And here we are, top speed, 159 miles an hour, 160 miles an hour, 270 kilometer. What am I trying to say? 160 miles an hour, 270 roughly kilometers per hour. Wow, I'm not even in sport mode. I've just kept it in like comfort, personal. Somehow personal means comfort in BMW world. That's not the right terminology. Oh my God, this thing does 160 miles an hour. And it was still pulling, like we hadn't hit the limit. I thought I hit the limit like a little while ago. I was about to tell you, oh, it does 155. No, and they just popped it up to 160 there. Wow, this car is magical. So I'm not going to take you with me on the full day of drives today because it's just going to be like boring, and basically it's going to look like this for hours, and I want to get the video up, of course. So basically I'm in Germany. I got a freaking awesome electric rental car from Sixt. They're super cool. Let me know if you think there's some ideas that we can either use their cars for our reviews, because that's, I think, kind of a cool idea, and also a way that maybe we can help them choose what electric cars to do regionally. But then as part of that as well, maybe we can also learn and help to figure out how electric rental cars can work. How do you educate people as to charging? How do you do all the things that you need to do when it comes to electric rental cars, and not leave people with a poor experience like my parents had with Hertz, which is like they didn't know anything about the car. They had to bring it back charged. The charger was annoying, and then there's just a bad experience. So I think there's a lot here, at least to explore. At a minimum, they have some awesome rental cars, so I'm glad I got this thing. Fully spec'd iX. The only thing it doesn't seem to have is the hands-free driving, so it may only have the middle level driver assistance, or it only works at a certain speed range and I've just been above that trying to use it. Not 100% sure, but everything else, it's got the big Bowers & Wilkins sound system. I mean, it's blowing out the windows of the car next to me with these massive subwoofers in this thing. I wish they could put these subwoofers in the i7. I don't know why the i7 doesn't have the bass that this car has, but the stability, the noise performance. This is the first car I've ever driven where 270 kilometers per hour, 160 miles an hour in a Taycan is very stable and comfortable, and it feels great. This, maybe because I'm so much higher, honestly feels like I'm doing 100 miles an hour when I'm doing 160. I mean, it's like, I don't even think about it. And then you just come flying up on cars and other things, and you're like, whoa, you got to brake early and keep your eyes open with this thing. It's pretty wild, really wild. And I absolutely love it. So no secret, I'm an iX M60 fan. We've done all the videos, all the reviews. We even have road trip videos of this on our Out of Spec Motoring channel, which is our EV road trip channel. We have a truck that was trying to merge, but we're not gonna let you, sorry. You can't go there. Quicksilver Model Y over here on the right from Austria, looking pretty nice. Love that color. And can't thank you enough for watching this video. If you have any ideas of charging stations I should go to, different infrastructure programs, stuff like that, let me know. I have a couple free days this week that I'm just going to be going around looking at cool stuff, making some Euro videos, because these always do well. You guys love it, I love it, and I always have a good time when I'm over here. So we're just going to keep it rolling. So see you, well, let's get to Stuttgart. We'll see Vanessa and her i3 and maybe get her on the channel, and then we'll end the video. And hello from the Stuttgart area. I'm following my friend Vanessa with her i3 just here, and we're actually filming a video of that car and this car and just talking about BMW electric throughout the years. We thought that would be kind of fun. I'm down to 27% state of charge, so very, very easy trip. Drove as fast as I possibly could given traffic conditions, and we got just about 2 miles per kilowatt hour. And I was sending it. Really impressed with the efficiency here. Honestly, if you're full send, you'll get under 1 mile per kilowatt hour, but that is pretty good efficiency considering the conditions I put this car through. So yeah, we're just heading over to a charging station here right now. I've so loved the iX. Let me share my final thoughts as we get on the way over to that charger, and that'll be that. So check it out, guys. We're just at a shopping mall somewhere just north of Stuttgart, and Vanessa was cool enough. She lent me her charging card because as an American, it's impossible for me to charge here. It's a common problem that I run into traveling in Europe with different networks and everything. So let's see, we're going to select number 2 for this one. I'm actually putting it on the slower charger rather than the faster ones because we're going to film some videos. So it's kind of nice to have the option to say, okay, you can use the low power chargers if you don't need to be so fast, and then you can reserve the high power chargers for people who need to get in and out as soon as possible. So love to see that. Plug the Alpitronic units, just absolutely awesome. These things are great. The first public install just went in of the Alpitronic Hyper 400 in America. It's actually the first ever Alpitronic unit publicly accessible in America, and it's at the Circle K in Rock Hill, South Carolina. So that we can thank Brandon Flash for that one. So anyway, we are ripping on this particular thing, 359 volts at 27%. So a relatively high voltage pack here. And especially as it starts to dump some current in, you'll see this crawl on. Guys, check this out. I love the charging curve displays here in this software. Absolutely awesome. An average charging power of 117 kilowatts. And keep in mind, we only plugged into the 150 kilowatt one. That's the magic of the iX. Really good charging curve and just consistent performance. We're actually, I don't even know what I'm hitting, but I'm hitting stuff. How do we get back to our screen? There we go. That's what I wanted. 400 volts. That one. So 414 volts at 75%. It's a relatively high voltage car for being a 400 volt class of vehicle. So I'm glad to see it. BMW absolutely nailed this one. Hey Vanessa, welcome to YouTube. Hi. And we just shot a video actually comparing these two cars. So that will go up probably tomorrow or the next day, something like that. And yeah, so let's jump in the iX and head out.